And you'll be presenting on AB 1993, which enjoys a due pass recommendation.
Pleased to present AB 1993, which will require specified tech companies to provide a method of contact for law enforcement that improves efficiency and reliability. This standardization is needed because currently thousands of law enforcement requests for user data such as email records and financial transactions are made every day, many of which are under emergency circumstances.
Move the bill.
Under this bill, tech companies and law enforcement alike will both benefit. Both will save staff and resources, and there will be a more reliable communication of information that could ultimately save lives. I just want to be clear that this bill does not change any consumer privacy protections and does not compel a tech company to disclose information that they otherwise would not. AB, when it comes to investigating and apprehending dangerous criminals, timely information is a key. However, the concept of consumer data is rapidly evolving, and standard law enforcement requests are not being answered in a way that always meets best practices. AB 1993 will address this problem by ensuring that a contact is exclusively available to law enforcement for emergency purposes. Thank you, and I ask for your aye vote.
Speakers in support.
Asha Harris on behalf of the California State Sheriff's Association in support. This will reduce resources and manpower for us. If we're able to just have a contact, we don't have to go through, essentially hide and seek with these corporations. And so we really appreciate it because right now we're using so much manpower to do a simple contact. When we serve a warrant, nobody will respond to it because we don't know who we're serving the warrant to. This is just a simple, hey, this is who I am from the corporation, and so that we don't have to use, all of our resources trying to find one individual for information that might or might not be incriminating.
Sean Hoffman with the California District Attorneys Association, also on behalf of the California Police Chiefs Association and Los Angeles County District Attorney Jackie Lacey. In support, I'll align my comments with those of my colleague.
Any other witnesses in support? Witnesses we have in-betweeners. All right. 2 minutes each, please.
Good morning, members. Robert Callahan with the Internet Association. We do not currently have a position on the bill. We've been working very closely with the author's office on a few more amendments that we think would serve the intent of the bill without creating additional problems for our internal processes that we currently have to process these data requests from law enforcement. So we'll continue to enjoy working with the author's office and appreciate the opportunity to speak. Thanks.
Madam Chair, members, Jeremy Merzenbaugh of the California Chamber of Commerce. We're in a similar posture as Mr. Callahan. Agree with the intent of the bill to facilitate these communications between law enforcement and business quicker. Some of the prescriptive requirements we're still working on. Appreciate the amendments you've taken already and appreciate the work with your staff. So with that, again, we don't have a position.
Any speakers in opposition? Seeing none, Department of Finance?
No file.
Any questions? Well, we had a motion by Mr. Quirk, a second by Mr. Wood. Would you like to close, Mr. Wood?
We will continue to work with the tech companies and the Chamber. We've worked through most of our issues. We have just one sticking point still, and we are committed to getting it resolved.
Thank you. This gets out on B roll call. Mr. Wilk. Mr. Wilk, you have two bills that are designated suspense candidates. Are you presenting on one or both?
Well, in the deference to all your hard work and time, I'm going to waive the presentation on AB 1986. And if you don't mind, I'd like to walk you through AB 1903 really briefly.
Thank you.
Okay, what this bill would do would require the Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment and the Public Utilities Commission to conduct a study in response to the Aliso Canyon gas leak and focus on the health of individuals. The reason why I'm moving forward with this bill is you heard a lot about the methane that went up into the air, which obviously has an impact on global warming. Well, equally potentially as dangerous is all the chemicals that are actually heavier than air that have fallen. So whether it's benzene, mercaptan, mercaptan, all these other chemicals that have affected this community. Our state regulators have assured the residents of Porter Ranch, I want to remind you that 22,000 out of 30,000 residents had to be relocated. All the regulators have said there is no long-term health care effect. You have nothing to worry about. We had another spike in benzene this week. I think that there could be long-term health ramifications, and that is the rationale for this study, and I would ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. Any witnesses in support? Witnesses in opposition? Oh, we have support. Sorry.
Good morning. My name is Danielle Cando Kaiser. I'm here on behalf of Common Sense Kids Action. We awarded this bill our star rating for kids. This is a fantastic bill, and we applaud that the bill would require a study that will focus on the health of individuals who've lived within those 12 miles of the facility. We believe it's vital for authorities to have all the information possible about the impact the exposure has on these children and the families in this area.
Thank you. Any witnesses in opposition? Department of Finance?
No file.
Thank you, Mr. Wilk.
Thank you, Chair and members.
Mr. Dolly. And you will be presenting on AB 2357, a suspense candidate.
Thank you, Chairman and members. Today I'm presenting on AB 2357 that will allow a narrow exemption for small ranch and farms who divert water. In 2015, the legislature enacted SB 88, which implemented new measures, monitoring, and reporting requirements on individuals that divert more than 10 acre-feet of water. These new regulations can be quite costly and make it hard for small ranchers and family farms to adhere to. AB 2357 will simply clarify that not only stock ponds that are filled by year-round diversions are subject to the regulation, and offers an alternative for small stock ponds that are filled during the rainy months. This will provide necessary regulatory relief for small family ranchers and farms without impinging on the legislature's ability to collect a more accurate data. I have with me Justin Oldfield from the California Cattlemen's Association to testify on the bill.
Good morning, Chair Gonzalez, members of the committee. Just very briefly, to follow up briefly on some of them are Dolly's points. These stock ponds would still have an appropriative right from the State Water Board. They would not be exempt from that. This bill does nothing to change that. And just briefly on the cost, we respectfully disagree with the $500,000 cost that's been put on this bill for CEQA, given the fact that the Water Board adopted these regulations under emergency reg authority. The statute clearly provides them the authority to do that as well, to change the regs, and these are very small. This would be a very small de minimis change to that. So we do support this bill. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other speakers in support? Speakers in opposition? Department of Finance?
No file.
Thank you, Mr. Dolly.
Thank you.
We're now going to go to committee members, so as I see nobody else up here. Mr. Bonta, would you like to start? Mr. Bonta, you're going to present on 2792. It enjoys a due pass recommendation.
Thank you, Madam Chair and colleagues. This bill is a follow-up to the Trust Act, which many of us were here to vote on and pass a number of years ago.
Bill.
Thank you. Closes the loophole. It's the costs are all at the local level based on compliance with the Public Records Act and the Brown Act, so they're minimal. Respectfully ask for your aye vote. Thank you for your consideration. I have with me Andrew Medina.
Hi, Andrew Medina of Asian Americans Advancing Justice, one of the co-sponsors for the Truth Act. We believe that the bill will not cost counties anything if they do not want to participate in immigration enforcement programs. In fact, these counties would be saving resources because they would not be expending any funding to notify and detain individuals for ICE. A 2012 study from Justice Strategies found that detaining people for ICE is very expensive for local jails. California taxpayers spend an estimated $65 million annually to detain immigrants for ICE. If counties do not decide to participate in an immigration enforcement program, the only cost under this bill would be costs of being a transparent, open government, a cost of abiding by the Brown Act and California Public Records Act, which would be local costs, not state. We can't allow ICE to entangle local law enforcement in backroom deals that lead to the separation of our families and that create a fear in our communities. Instead, we should pass the Truth Act to ensure transparency and accountability. We ask for support.
Thank you. Any other witnesses in support?
For the ACLU of California in support.
Alejandro Cortez on behalf of MALDEF in support.
Thank you. Any witnesses in opposition? Seeing none, Department of Finance?
No file.
Any comments or questions? There is a motion by Mr. Quirk, a second by Mr. Wood, and Mr. Bonta, would you like to close?
Thank you for your consideration, Madam Chair and colleagues. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
And this gets out on a B roll call with Ms. Chang not voting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Patterson. Thank you. You'll be presenting on AB 1939, I assume, which is a suspense candidate.
Yes. Good morning. Madam Chair, thank you, members, for hearing AB 1939. This bill requires the Legislative Analyst's Office to conduct a study exploring areas where licensing requirements in the Department of Consumer Affairs create unnecessary barriers to labor market entry and economic mobility. A recent report issued by the White House surveyed licensing requirements and concluded that, quote, often the requirements for obtaining a license are not in sync with the skills needed for the job. In this report, the White House also notes that by making it more difficult to enter certain professions, excessive licensing may reduce employment opportunities and raise prices for consumers. When licensing requirements go beyond the skills needed to perform a job, they become an unnecessary barrier into the labor market. In California, approximately 21% of workers are regulated and licensed by the Department of Consumer Affairs. With a number of people this large that are required to be licensed, it is important that we try to discover and remove those unnecessary requirements that make it even more difficult for people to work in California. The bill also requires additional attention to transitioning military service members, military spouses, dislocated workers, and people moving into California from other states. The cost for this study would be minor and absorbable, according to the LAO. I respectfully ask for your support when you consider AB 1939 at the suspense hearing. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any witnesses in support?
Do not.
Witnesses in opposition? Department of Finance?
According to the LAO, this bill will have no fiscal impact on the state.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. At this time, Mr. Quirk is going to do the pleasure of presenting for Mr. Alejo, but I am calling on committee members Bloom, Weber to come present.
This committee bill is proposed by the State Water Resources Control Board to improve the effectiveness of the certification programs for operators of wastewater treatment plants and operators of drinking water treatment plants. Did I hear a motion?
There's a motion and a second.
Okay. It's a good bill.
It enjoys the due pass recommendation. Are there any witnesses in support? Witnesses in opposition? Department of Finance?
No file.
Thank you. Mr. Quirk, Mr. Alejo's bill gets out on a B roll call.
Thank you.
We will go ahead and do the consent.
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Bigelow, a second by Mr. Wood, and Madam Secretary will read off the bills on consent.
1553 Irwin, 1559 Dodd, 1739 Waldron, 1775 Obanort, 1848 Chu, 1850 E. Garcia, 1875 Chavez, 1880 Irwin, 1901 Quirk, 1923 Wood, 1932 Obanort, 1974 Gallagher, 2063 Gallagher, 2074 Rodriguez, 2105 Rodriguez, 2154 Medina, 2177 Mainshine, 2194 Solace, 2247 Williams, 2248 Holden, 2278 Linder, 2325 Bonilla, 2336 Olson, 2387 Mullen, 2396 McCarty, 2404 Cooley, 2453 Rodriguez, 2483 Agriculture Committee, 2488 Dababne, 2405 Agriculture Committee, 2529 Linder, 2570 Quirk, 2605 Nazarian, 2635 Agriculture Committee, 2679 Cooley, 2716 Dodd, 2732 Chang, 2741 Solace, 2747 Hatley, 2843 Chow, 2859 Lowe, 2869 Chavez, 2872 Patterson, 2874 Gaines, 2888 Agriculture Committee, 2889 Health Committee, 2891 Alejo, 2903 Utilities Committee, 2904 Accountability Committee, and 2909 Water Parks and Wildlife Committee. Adopted.
Thank you. The consent calendar is adopted. Mr. Quirk is going to go ahead and present Ms. Weber's bill. It enjoys a due pass recommendation and is AB 2466. We have a motion by Mr. Wood and a second by Mr. Santiago. Mr. Quirk?
This bill makes changes to voter eligibility provisions with regard to means of incarceration.
Thank you. Are there any speakers in support?
California, in strong support of the bill. Thank you.
Any other speakers in support? Speakers in opposition?
Asha Harris on behalf of the California State Sheriff's Association in respectful opposition. Unfortunately, we currently do not have a system where felons are able to vote in our jails, and so this is going to cause a lot of manpower and resources to pass out, registering felons as well as passing it out and making sure that they're able to vote by mail or whatever procedures those are. And so at this moment, we do not have the resources nor the manpower to accommodate this new class of voting felons. Thank you.
Thank you. Department of Finance?
No file.
Any questions? Hopefully not comments. Mr. Quirk, thank you for presenting on behalf of Ms. Weber. This gets out on a B roll call. And one more time, thank you for pinch hitting for Mr. Chu. It also enjoys a due pass recommendation. There's a motion and a second. A motion by Mr. Wood, a second by Ms. Eggman. AB 2455.
Yes, it says if you registered in one of our public universities or colleges that you will be allowed to enroll online to submit voter registration information electronically.
Thank you. Speakers in support? Speakers in opposition? Department of Finance.
The California Community Colleges Chancellor's Office estimates one-time cost of approximately $250,000 Proposition 98 General Fund and ongoing cost of approximately $100,000 Proposition 98 General Fund to develop, test, and administer an optional voter registration portal for students enrolling in the community colleges. Additionally, the CSU and the Secretary of State anticipate minor but absorbable costs to implement the provisions of this bill.
Thank you. That's an expensive link to a online registration. That being said, Mr. Quirk?
I ask for your vote.
I appreciate that. This gets out on a B roll call with Ms. Chang not voting.
Thank you.
While we wait for Mr. Bloom, we're going to ask the Secretary to read the suspense candidates.
1567 Campos, 1578 Rodriguez, 1585 Alejo, 1587 Mathis, 1596 Mathis, 1649 Salas, 1704 Dodd, 1713 Eggman, 1721 Medina, 1726 Bonta, 1742 Stone, 1794 Garcia, 1809 Lopez, 1823 Bonilla, 1844 Gallagher, 1878 Jones Sawyer, 1883 Cooley, 1892 Medina, 1897 Mullen, 1903 Wilk, 1913 Baker, 1928 Campos, 1935 Kim, 1939 Patterson, 1972 Chow, 1986 Wilk, 2009 Lopez, 2013 Jones Sawyer, 2016 Alejo, 2018 Ridley Thomas, 2057 Stone, 2069 Medina, 2079 Calderon, 2090 Alejo, 2122 McCarty, 2125 Chu, 2156 Levine, 2163 Lowe, 2177 Mainchime, 2179 Gibson, 2189 Mullen, 2192 Salas, 2214 Harper, 2216 Bonta, 2222 Holder, 2225 Lowe, 2260 Wood, 2270 Bonta, 2285 McCarty, 2310 Santiago, 2318 Lowe, 2322 Chu, 2330 Ridley Thomas, 2345 Ridley Thomas, 2357 Dolly, 2363 Lowe, 2368 Gordon, 2377 Purse Committee, 2379 Quirk, 2425 Brown, 2434 Bonta, 2443 Baker, 2487 O'Donnell, 2499 Mainchime, 2512 Grove, 2600 Lackey, 2670 Hernandez, 2680 Bonilla, 2708 Daly, 2742 Nazarian, 2743 Eggman, 2773 Quirk, 2796 Bloom, 2808 Gibson, 2823 Gatto, and 2835 Cooper.
All right, thank you. We're now going to move back to Mr. Quirk, who's going to present on behalf of Mr. Bloom. And I'm sorry, all of these members are chairing other committees right now. That's why we're doing this. This is AB 1964. It enjoys a due pass recommendation. Mr. Quirk.
This would encourage the sale of advanced technology, zero-emission vehicles, primarily plug-in electric hybrids, by allowing them to have a green sticker to go into the HOV lanes. And it
motion by Ms. Bonilla.
It eliminates the 85,000 vehicle cap
Second
on
by Ms.
issuance
Eggman.
of green stickers until these cars represent 8.6% of the California new car market. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a witness in support.
Great. Can we hear from the witness in support?
Thank you, Mr. Bloom.
2 minutes, please.
John Moffat on behalf of the Alliance of Automobile Manufacturers in strong support of the measure. This is the HOV sticker program is very successful as an incentive to get these vehicles out on the road. The current program ends in 2018. This bill extends that program into the future. And happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Other witnesses in support?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, Christopher Castree on behalf of General Motors in support.
Thank you. Witnesses in opposition? Seeing none. Department of Finance?
Yes, we believe this proposal could cost the Department of Motor Vehicles millions of dollars in motor vehicle account or MVA funds, one-time costs associated with reprogramming DMV's systems and modifying the green sticker program's guidelines, as well as ongoing costs of issuing decals and tracking expiring decals. The Air Resources Board indicates this bill would lead to additional annual cost of about $36,000 motor vehicle account for initial and ongoing costs related to monitoring vehicle sales. We would also note that although some of the cost of this bill will eventually be covered by a proposed fee, the MVA is structurally imbalanced as expenditures exceed current revenues, and the fund is projected to become insolvent in 17-18.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Thank you, Mr. Quirk, for presenting on behalf of Mr. Bloom. This bill gets out on a B roll call with the chair not voting. That should conclude. Yep. That should conclude our appropriations hearing for today. We are adjourned.